Okay, we're going live on the Life Breath Club, the weekly meeting. We have about 2 minutes till the top of the hour. If you're listening to the recording, you can fast forward to 2 minutes and join us at the top of the hour. I just like to get that live stream going. Allow people to join us as they choose.
Conference recording started.
There we go. There's our backup recording. Okay, feels good to be here. Hello there. Still have a minute to go here. This is Carrie Tucker, the Life Breath Coach. Get us going here at the very top of the hour, and honoring time is a very important part of what we do here each week. So we'll do that. So 1 minute. Get your glass of water. Get settled in. Okay. See if I have any notes for myself. What am I going to cover today? Didn't share a pretty picture, a pretty image for us all. I guess I could maybe do that. With my little bit of time here. Nah. Well, she's put my pretty mug up there. It's not often I call myself pretty. We'll do that today. Pretty me. So remember the recording is in the membership area anytime you're ready for it. Okay, it's 9 o'clock, top of the hour. Hello and welcome to the Life Breath Club's weekly meeting for July 28th, 2014. This is Carrie Tucker, the Life Breath Coach from HeartFailureSolutions.com's Life Breath Club. I call myself the Life Breath Coach because I've found that teaching people the magic of breathing is oftentimes enough to stop a health crisis dead in its tracks instead of a dead patient in their tracks. Seriously, I'm not being melodramatic. That simple attention to breath can sometimes help people turn the corner so fast that they're hardened fast at a brick wall. And attention to breath will really help them to become present, to really breathe into the present moment, and to realize what's the highest priority in your life right now. Right? So many people get frustrated in their journey to better breathing, and they give up. Sometimes just shy of victory. What's victory anyway? We're all dying, right? We're all going to die one day. So what's victory? Victory is feeling better. Yeah, feeling good. Because sometimes just feeling a little better feels good. It's all relative. It's all relative. If you feel like hell, then feeling a little bit better. Feeling the comfort of a warm bed and a nice conversation with a friend is sometimes better than you could do yesterday. So better feels good. Yeah? Feeling good, like doing the things you love. Yeah? Maybe remembering what you used to love and doing it, right? Really feeling good. That is real victory. That's real living. Yeah, getting back to living once you've been too ill to do so. That's victory. Yeah? And so many quit just shy of that awesome victory. Now you want to achieve the goal of feeling good? Don't give up. Yeah? Stay the course. That's what Life Breath Club's about. That's what this weekly meeting space is about. Yeah? I haven't been here for the last 2 weeks. I've been dedicated to this weekly meeting space for roughly 6 years. What is this about? What is this Life Breath Club weekly meeting thing about? This began as a mastermind, just around Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich masterminding concept. I was taking a class. It was a year-long course with a crazy, insane, genius teacher who taught me a lot. And the very lesson 1 in her class was masterminding, I gathered. When the assignment was to read Think and Grow Rich on top of a load of other homework that we were to accomplish, which immediately felt impossible. But I really gathered that her point of assigning the book Think and Grow Rich on top of so much other homework was to really drive home the point that masterminding was the way to really solidify your success. It's really the only way to achieve goals is consistency. And that when you come together with like minds, you become more consistent. You really begin to honor who you are and what your goal is. So that you, if nothing else, you acknowledge that 7 days have passed and you've done nothing towards working, taking small baby steps towards a goal that you have identified, you yourself have identified is important, is top priority, right? If you're not setting goals, then you're wandering aimlessly, right? We really understand. Do you understand that, right? You've seen the studies, right, about the 3% of people who write down their goals are worth more financially than the rest of us combined, right? There are many, many statistics that show that creating goals, written goals, reviewing those goals, really taking time to imagine, think about, really make real what you want tomorrow. As though you could really see it today. There's a power in the visualizing of what you want. Right? So when we complain of our symptoms and we really aren't looking for solution, then we solidify our dis-ease, don't we, with our focus. Yeah? When our focus is on the problem, we aren't finding solution. Funny how that works, huh? Okay, some funny business going on here. Let's make sure we're not creating more funny business. Technologically speaking, I missed 2 weeks. I come back, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right. So we're here today to discuss apathy versus anger. Has everything to do with why I've been absent the past 2 weeks. I have been healing from a physical issue, chronic infection in my right ear. Right, I've been teaching for years and years that chronic infection causes heart disease. And I've been teaching many signs of chronic infection. Usually you know it, right? Chronic infection isn't a mystery to you. It's very evident, right? It's something that you live with on a day-to-day basis. Chronic, the 4th stage of disease. If you've read your Increase Your Oxygen free ebook from the Life Breath Coach, which I'm in the process of editing, and may I say that, boy, that my edit will be awesome. I really don't like the scolding place that I'm coming from in that ebook, and I'm really happy to edit it. Yeah, the new me, right? This is what happens as you navigate your journey of better health. You become more focused. More clarity presents itself in your life. And I remember when I wrote the book, Increase Your Oxygen, for all of the folks that were finding their way to the Heart Failure Solutions blog with their search for information about low oxygen level and fluid retention. So many of you are still coming around low oxygen and fluid retention. That's what Heart Failure Solutions is on the search indexing map, is around low oxygen and fluid retention, because people are hungry for good information that's not readily available. That's why we are visible where other people aren't, right? Build a blog and they will come just isn't true. That I built that blog 6+ years ago, or going on 6 or 7 years ago. Well, I guess I could look that up. I'm not as focused and clear as I think. But the new antibiotic that I had compounded by a very knowledgeable pharmacist, My eardrop didn't exist. But he took a look at the culture and sensitivity from my right ear, this chronic infection that I finally gained access and got them a good sample so that they could run it through their labs and culture the sensitivity of that specific organism, and then entrust a knowledgeable pharmacist to compound a prescription for me, specifically for my organism in my right ear, and to create an eardrop that doesn't exist just for me. That's what I had to do to really get my needs addressed. Boy, I'm feeling a lot better, a lot better. The pressure and sharp pain has been replaced by a dull ache, and I'll take it. That's much better. My energy levels are really increasing. I attribute life breath, my knowledge of life breath, with why it's been hard to acknowledge that I'm sick for the past decade, right? Because I attend to what I can do. I eat whole, fresh, live foods. I cultivate stillness. I make time for that in my life. Yeah. I breathe into now just as often as I can, as often as I will, as often as I'm aware. Right. I really understand that this is where change begins. Excuse our background noise. I really understand that stress management begins with breathing into now. I understand that planning what I want is the way to manifesting. Yes, and good health is a part of my plan. Right? I understood that the ridges in my fingernails indicated a need for attention, an area in my body where there was a dire oxygen depletion. Yeah, the ridges in my fingernails told me so. I suspected dental, and I tried to attend to my dental health. My dentist, God bless her, pointed me to my medical doctor and said, attend to the right ear. Don't come back till you do. Well, not really, but she assured me that we needed to attend to the health of my right ear if I intended to keep my teeth. Right? And when my doctor tells me, I think it's a dental issue, I can say, my dentist says we need to attend to this ear. We're attending, we're minding our business on the dental side of it, sirs and madams, dental healthcare, medical healthcare practitioners, right? Trust that the dental side is met. Please step up and do your part. Let's not pass the buck. Let's not blame, right? So that doesn't get us anywhere. Blaming gets us nowhere. So covering all the bases, brainstorming with knowledgeable folks, that's what your healthcare team is about. Getting people on the team who respect everybody else and contribute to the brainstorming for solution. That's what you got to have going on. You have to have a health mastermind to get good care, right? So my doctor, my dentist, my therapist that I see every Wednesday, to help me to address the symptoms of post-traumatic stress that keep showing up to sabotage my self-care. When self-care falls away, my mental, physical, spiritual health declines. It's a no-brainer, right? Right. We know this. That's why I see that mental health care professional every Wednesday to give a platform for all the emotional processing that's just too difficult for me to handle, right? I know when it comes up, oh, gee, okay, well, we'll talk about that on Wednesday. I've got a platform for that. You'd be amazed at how giving a platform for the emotional processing that's just too damn hard to do, give it a space, an hour on Wednesday with a beautiful, loving lady. Yeah, and see what happens. See if it doesn't take the burden off you. See if it doesn't put a light in your darkness. Yeah, you got to go and you have to do this self-reflection. That's maybe some work. But shoot, it's a small price to pay for a platform to put all that stuff that's just too difficult to deal with right now. Right? And you'll find that that hourly time each week that I spend with my loving therapist, I had to find her. It took a couple attempts. I was lucky. It didn't take 5, 6, 7 attempts, but I found her, and Roxy's my lady. She's where I go each week. And that is always a really pleasant time. So I've taken all of this health crisis time out of my life, right? Whenever emotional processing becomes too much for me. Yeah, I found that drugging that doesn't help for me. It causes an increase in suicidal feelings. I don't need that, right? If drugging that works for you, psychotropics work in your healthcare medicine chest right now, I honor that. It's all good. I'm not saying you shouldn't honor its place in your medicine chest. In my medicine chest, it's been removed from all possibility. And I've been told that drugs have changed. I've been told drugs haven't changed. I've been told by health professionals that I trust, that are on my team, that we shouldn't ignore that I've been intolerant to psychotropics in the past, because it's a big danger for causing increased suicidal feelings in my makeup, in my personal makeup. And we should be careful in the future if we ever choose to do that. That's what my team has come to the conclusion of, for me, for my care, right? And this is up to each of us to navigate, right? But giving that space a platform has been an awesome contribution to my team. That, yeah, I am my own primary healthcare provider, and I enlist professionals on my team. Everybody needs to respect everybody else, including my chiropractor, Dr. Mike, right? And once everybody's respecting the contributions of each member of the team, then we really gain some turbo boost, right? We really get somewhere, right? And I can begin to make progress. And I have, yeah, wonderful, wonderful progress, yeah? And when I see self-care fall away, it's a red flag, right? So life breath, right? Breathing into now, into this present moment. I just said a while back, it can save you from a health crisis, and indeed it can. It can also help you breathe into this present moment and become aware of your feelings, right? Right now, this moment. Right? This past week, my healthcare team member asked me what it feels like when I sink into self-care sabotage. And I told her that it felt like being erased from the inside out. The closest word I can think of would be apathy. That's where this whole thought process for today's focus came up. Anger versus apathy. Because that's what I've been going round and round with my therapist about. I don't want to be angry. Feels yucky. Sick of it. Not getting me anywhere. Not going to fix anything. Yeah? It's only hurting me. Yeah? Why feel angry when I can forgive and all, yeah, all that good stuff. And yet, back at this, whoa, where'd my self-care go? Right? Whoa, where'd it go? Vanished. Laughter. That's what this weekly hour each week turns into for me, is laughter. And you might think that I'm just an unusually jovial person, but as a matter of fact, I can attest that over the past 2 weeks, there's been far less laughter in my life, I think. I've been very grateful when I've seen it. It's felt like third mind calling me back, right? Dedicating yourself to a space where you meet like minds, same hours, same day, every week. Time marches on, and so do we. Coming together, even if nobody else showed up in this space over the last 6 years, I've been focused on attending it. And then when I get emails from people who say they listen to the recording, folks who say they count on the recordings, folks who say, what happened to the recording? I really began to say, oh, wow, that even if no one's here right now, that this 1 hour of dedicated awareness and focus and attention to the topic of health and wellness. Had a heavy focus on financial wellness in the beginning of this call, because my class was about, becoming visible on the internet, bringing your passions to the platform. Yeah, the internet is the equalizer. It levels the playing field, right? You can be a small fish in a big pond. and still offer your wonderful services to the world, right? And really, really lean towards the financial health side of health, which is a valid aspect of health, right? It's a valid part of the whole you. Your financial wellness must be intact in order for your abundant life to flow, of course, right? And as I began to acknowledge more and more physical health, we lost a lot of folks, right? Because it's just not as important as financial health. We've got to pay the bacon. We got to bring home the bacon to pay the rent. We've got to pay the bacon. We've got to bring home the bacon to pay the rent. And I know you emails from you vegan folks. I was abstained from flesh foods for many years, and I don't eat it very often these days. I get emails from all you folks that are in close contact with me who abstain from flesh and are offended by any mention of it. So I apologize in advance. Please don't email me those apologies. I apologize in advance. It's an expression, and I like pigs live much better than I like them on my plate as well. But you have to pay your bills. So money is your top priority until your health is gone. And when your health is gone, unless you have inherited a large sum, and that's your investment is how you make your money, right? Then what you attend to, what you give your time to goes away when your health goes away. In most aspects, most people's situation, when your health is gone, money is not your top priority anymore. Now, your health must become top priority when it slips away, right? So as we make our goals, we really take that into account. And as this weekly meeting space shifted from a financial mastermind to a more health, general wholeness, and wellness mastermind. Yes, still financial, business health, physical health, health of relationships, health of our connection to the divine. Whoa, then we could really lose everybody on that call, right? Unless we can include. Yeah, if we get exclusive, we're sunk. And so sometimes when I'm alone, I try to remember that it's a recorded voice. If there's anything worth living, it's worth recording. And what we do each week is record this weekly hour where our attention is given to life breath, breathing into now. And we record it and we share it. Yeah. Moving forward, you can come back to this July 28th, 2014 recording at any point and access this information, right? And breathing into this space this week. Yeah. Breathing into now. Life Breath Club weekly meeting. Breathing into now. What comes up, right? And each week, it's guided me more and more to a place of wholeness. And inclusion is what comes up for me every time I cultivate stillness, every time I breathe into now. Yes, my daily practice involves cultivating stillness, breathing into this present moment. And I visualize, what's a perfect day? What do I want to do when I wake up? I want to feel good enough to jump out of bed, or at least stand up without a crick in my back, right? I want a little bit of a skip in my step and a twinkle in my eye. And I want to be somewhere beautiful, right? With people I love around me, right? All that good stuff. I definitely do. And all the finer things in life, like awesome quality organic foods. Yeah. Maybe settled into my own little property, my own beautiful, blessed plot of land that grows an abundance of foods that feed me and my family and my neighbors and my community. Right? Perhaps my perfect day is much more efficient than what I live today. Perhaps it doesn't even cost as much because it's so simple and so pure and so beautiful and so lovely. So financial abundance is something I want to stop micromanaging, right? And I want to put as much focus on my spiritual wellness as I do my financial wellness, on my physical wellness as I do my relationship wellness, right? Sleeping in instead of getting up early to do something for someone else. Sometimes that's the best thing, yeah, because sometimes neglecting needed care for ourselves means there's less available to give, right? So maybe you go anyway when you need to sleep, and it all works out fine, but then you get sick and you have to cancel several appointments, events, situations that you wanted to support, whatever it was in the future. You know, perhaps that time lost will be more valuable than you will ever know, right? Because you were sick in bed, right? Or maybe you don't miss anything. You trudge through and you make every appointment on your schedule, but you're not really present, and you feel cloudy and maybe even grouchy and grumpy when you had volunteered with a grateful heart. Breathing into now can give insight, right? It's the access to your intuition. It can give insight that you think low back pain is your highest priority. When perhaps as you cultivate more stillness and perhaps you seek a chiropractor who helps to make simple adjustments with each visit. Perhaps they advise you to take high doses of nutritional supplementation, particular nutrients in high doses. And the gradual nurturing of your physical body brings deeper insights. Perhaps you become more aware of a discomfort in your chest. Maybe it was there before, maybe it wasn't, maybe it's new, maybe it's old. But it's an awareness that sends you in search of help. Yeah. Perhaps it's balance issues. Perhaps it's ridges in your fingernails that you were too busy to notice. Perhaps it's a lesson that you make time for, that you learn something valuable that you were unaware of before. Perhaps breathing into now makes you grateful that you missed something so that you had time to be still. Perhaps breathing into now brings you a solution you don't even notice. The problem that solves a problem you quickly forget you ever had. Why is apathy a better choice than anger? Right? When breathing into now brings you face to face with your choices, right? What's available in this present moment, right? Acknowledging what is within and without. Yeah, you can't change other people, right? But you certainly can acknowledge what is them, what is you, what is not you, right? Sometimes it's helpful to acknowledge that what you're feeling is not your emotion. It belongs to someone else. And through your compassionate heart, you can feel, you're very aware of this emotion, but it's not yours. That's powerful, right? But breathing into this present moment certainly will make you aware of what's yours. What are you feeling? I've had a lot of heartache in my life. And when my father died last September, a lot of grief came up that was very, very old grief. And I've had a hard time processing it. And I've seen that the reason I have never processed it before was that I came to a place of apathy, where I settled into a depressed mental state in order to suppress an emotion that was just too difficult to acknowledge, right? When you stop being willing to feel your unpleasant feelings, you stop accessing joy as well, right? Yeah, you don't get to pick and choose. Suppressing feeling suppresses feeling. And when you feel your feelings, that's why we like alcohol, other drugs that suppress, even psychotropics, right? They suppress our lower vibrational energy, right? That's what emotion is. It's a magnetic energy. A happy energy attracts happy people. Dark feelings attract dark people, right? Check it out and see. They're magnetic. Emotions are magnetic. Yeah? Breathing into this present moment will make you aware of whatever vibration you are tuning into, vibrating at. And you do have a choice to choose a higher vibration in any moment. Sometimes, though, because anger is a higher vibrational choice than is apathy. So, yes, it is. It's charged. No argument there, right? Anger is charged. Apathy, not so much. So if when I breathe into this present moment and all I see before me in the darkness is apathy, a familiar, cozy apathy, albeit, that's not so bad. It's not so bad. I feel nothing. The darkness can be comforting if it's familiar, right? But anger is charged. Will I hurt someone? I'd rather be apathetic, right? Can I be angry and not hurt anyone, including myself? I don't know, can I? Grab hold of that anger, grab hold of that higher charge. Allow it. Anger. Allow anger. It is charged. From this place, I'll bet you have access to other higher vibrational frequencies. Blame is part of the journey. Don't evaluate where you're going. Yeah. If you got to grab hold of something else that looks ugly, grab hold. As long as there's a charge, there will be another choice. It's when you choose your choices out of a desire to avoid discomfort that you get yourself in trouble. Feeling nothing is not better than feeling something. It isn't, right? When I was on Facebook earlier, I really had a tough time making myself get on today's Life Breath Club meeting and do this call. I've had a spotty internet connection, which was really part of the problem 2 weeks ago when I was really feeling, I was waiting for the antibiotic at that point. It had not come yet, and I was really struggling with feelings of just fevers off and on in the evenings, especially. In the mornings I'm a little better, so usually all right to do the call, but still fatigue, fogginess, emotional instability. I really had noticed that with my health. If I didn't get enough sleep easily, I became less emotionally stable. My nutrition affected my emotional stability. Everything was beginning to, the snowball effect of really bacterial colony living in my right ear. And what I'm doing is not having an effect on it. And all of the symptoms of that bacterial colony in my inner right ear, right? Mouth pain, fatigue, all of those symptoms were becoming increasingly evident, right? But the internet, spotty internet connection encouraged me to cancel 2 weeks ago. Last week, not so much stronger internet connection. Had the antibiotics, feeling a little better. Really, last week's canceled meeting time, I really feel was me choosing apathy. Yeah, it felt better than taking a step forward, feeling whatever I was feeling, allowing the healing process. Right? Yeah. Physical healing, yeah, a broken bone actually aches, right? When it's getting better, it sometimes can hurt more than it did initially. Right? My right ear, it's the constant pressure and sudden sharp pains that I had been suffering through had really pretty much remedied. Really haven't been suffering with that at all. Hallelujah, knock wood. But the 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 constant dull ache gets a little annoying. And I'm really encouraging myself that this is a part of the healing process. And I can tell that my increased energy and much more clear focus and really long periods of time that I can actually spend writing. I'm back to editing my ebooks. I really feel a strong push to get back to blog posting and really beginning the conversation over there on the Heart Failure Solutions blog in a little more private conversation, protected within the membership area, where we can feel a little bit more comfortable, let our hair down, and have a little bit more personal conversation. And we can do that in this live weekly space if more of us become committed to show up live, comment on the recording. That's an exchange. We can really begin to engage with each other through comments on what you hear in this audio recording each week that's being shared with you. But also, if I can really stretch myself outside my comfort zone and get back to blogging, posting blog posts on the heartfailuresolutions.com blog. Get over there and really start the conversation again. Then the Life Breath Club masters, those folks who really are beginning to understand the biochemistry of it all, the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve, and how it's always beneficial to our bodies, but why coming back to that happy medium, that happy normal space is the goal. Right? That we don't want to force our bodies to compensate for any lack. We want to figure out how to give our bodies what our bodies need, so that our body stops using up valuable resources to shift that oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Now that's what it's got to do, is shift that curve so that it can continue to access oxygen when your biochemical equation is less than optimal in your body. Yeah, when things are going, oh no, health crisis has begun, right? And your body has to do whatever it can in a life-saving attempt to stay on this planet. And we do an awesome job of it. Our bodies are healing miracles. And so many Life Breath Club members have really, really figured that out. Yeah, and little by little, one little piece at a time, they began to unravel the solution. Yeah, and sometimes we attend to blood pressure medications because we're giving ourselves enough oxygen, we're losing fluid. We found a problematic food and we've eliminated it from our diet, and fluid is leaving our system rapidly, and we can tell that because we monitor our weight, we monitor our blood pressure, so we see these things. Yeah, we're going, okay, what's going on there and what needs to be done? Yeah, so we can cut back on blood pressure medication perhaps when we're dropping a lot of fluid weight, and we know that blood pressure medication we've been on for years is going to be too much medication as soon as we've lost too much fluid, right? So we begin to really get our lookout position skills refined, right? So that when we see things on the horizon, we can begin to attend to things before they cause a problem, an issue, right? Before they harm us, right? We can really see things rapidly changing, and we can nurture ourselves accordingly, right? Yeah? We can be careful to hydrate. Right? With fluid balance, so often we neglect hydration. Remember, that alone can really win the war against fluid retention, right? All by itself, that constant, consistent sipping fluid, staying hydrated all day, every day. Come on now, that's the staples. Yeah, that's what we need to sustain us in this battle against fluid retention. Now, you can't breathe through fluid. You will drown on your own fluid, right? It's important that you attend daily, right? Why are you retaining fluid? If you don't know, schedule some one-on-one time with the Life Breath Coach, right? If you've already exhausted your free session, it's supposed to be 30 minutes. I know some of you have tried to get rid of me after an hour and a half because I've been so passionate about giving you thoughts to think, resources to explore, right? You need to be doing this. Fluid retention will suck the life out of you. Please don't let your focus stray. Come back to it. If you've already exhausted your personal session with me, and a lot of you, I mean, if you're having financial hardship, I'm glad to contribute charitably wherever I possibly can. And my calendar is getting more and more full, but I get up in the wee hours of the morning if I can help you, right? But, you know, open your wallet and invest in your health. Hire my 1 hour at a time advice if that's what you need. Right? What is it that's going to get you to stop ignoring your fluid retention? What do you need? Right? Do you need a coach that says, okay, what did you do about what we talked about last time? Right? I know it's hard to eliminate problematic foods. Right? Can you do one for 90 solid days, not a drop for 90 days? See if it makes a difference. Right? And then slowly rotate it back in. See if it's still a problem. Can you do it one food at a time? It's really not as efficient. It's not as, I mean, you know, if you are really in dire straits and your health is quickly raveling out of control, right? Unraveling is what I guess the term, the expression is unraveling, right? If you are really entering health crisis, yeah, you really begin to see short-term memory loss, rapidly deteriorating eyesight, muscle strength really failing. You getting up really is a lot harder than it was. Going upstairs is what the heck? Shortness of breath showing up a lot more often. Tingling feeling, lightness in your head, chest pain, tingling fingers, a lot of different out of sorts sort of feeling. Just not feeling yourself. Unusually tired. Hit a brick wall in the evening, right? Breathe into now. What's going on? What do you need to do? What action should you take to make a difference for you? That's what this weekly meeting each week is supposed to be about. We're supposed to enter with gratitude. Life Breath Coach's fault. I haven't asked you each week, and I should be. Hello, this is the weekly meeting for July 28th, 2014. This is Carrie Tucker, the Life Breath Coach. What are you grateful for? Yeah, back up to the beginning. That's what I should have said. And I should say each week. Because if you want to commit yourself to 1 hour each week to focus on your health, please enter that 1 hour with gratitude. It's important. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for the compounded antibiotic. I really try to stay away from antibiotics. Don't like to use them. I think the more you use antibiotics, the more you try to kill bacteria to gain awesome health, the more you kill off your gut flora. And a very wise man, Dr. Majid Ali, reminds us in many of his publications, the man writes endlessly, many times he reminds us that death begins in the bowel. If you're killing off your gut flora in an attempt to kill bacteria, you are hurting yourself big time. So antibiotics aren't the answer that pops into my mind when I hear the word infection. Right? Culture and sensitivity, great. What antibiotic will treat that? Great. Now, do we want to take it and how? Yeah. So as I navigated that thought process with my healthcare team, I really came to the point where the drugs that treat the organism growing in my right ear are only available orally. I was not willing to take them. My doctor was fighting me. She wanted me on them. She didn't want to see this really nasty bacillus go systemic. She didn't want to see this bacteria get into my blood. Right? Well, I didn't want to cause shutdown of my bowel followed by possible colitis symptoms. Bleeding of my bowel is what happened when I resorted to oral antibiotic therapy 9 years ago with a very serious illness that likely was caused by this same bacterial colony growing in my right inner ear. So I held off on that decision. I consulted other members of my healthcare team. One member of the team, I consider him a Life Breath Club consultant, Mr. Jack Kelly. He is our breathing knowledge extraordinaire, an expert we refer to around breathing from every angle. And there's a lot of ways to look at it. But thinking won't improve your breathing, right? If you don't read your ebooks, right? The Increase Your Oxygen free ebook from the Life Breath Coach on heartfailuresolutions.com, or the master's level curriculum, your Sacred Breathing Handbook, where we get into the biochemistry of breathing and how you can save your life in an instant, stop a stroke or a heart attack, right? How you can really shift your biochemistry into a much, much more healthy place by attending to your breath, to your slow exhale, to the rise and fall of your diaphragm, to the care that you need to achieve that as an end goal, if that's where you begin. You can find that at heartfailuresolutions.com/sacred-breath is one page that'll take you there. Master's level curriculum is the $77 one-time choice right now. The price is going up to probably a monthly fee for master's level participants. There's plenty of information on the heartfailuresolutions.com blog. If you apply what's there, you'll improve. The Life Breath Club came to pass because people didn't know what they didn't know, and they didn't often absorb what was presented. Right? You really have to meet people where they are and create change that clears their focus and allows their awareness, because the discovery process is all about your awareness. Right? I can't make you aware of anything. And in order for you to make me aware of information that will help us, right? Clues that will give us access to solution that further us on our journey, right? The clues are there, right? And it's up to you to bring those clues to the Life Breath Coach so that we can together with your healthcare team, right? Your doctor, your chiropractor, your therapist, your psychologist, your family counselor, all of the people that are on your healthcare team. My chiropractor is my general practitioner. You know, it's up to you who plays what role on your healthcare team. But we're all in this together. Right? So perhaps you bring clues that have been brought to the table by other healthcare team members, and you bring them to the Life Breath Coach during your private coaching time. Right? You can access the Life Breath Coach through email, ongoing. Yeah? If you want one-on-one time on the phone or in a Google Hangout or Skype, right? And a lot of different ways we can communicate. Then I generously give my one-on-one consultation time, at least 30 minutes, and if you've got a lot going on and a legitimate concern, you'll likely get more than 30 minutes. Come prepared, take notes, and clear the calendar. We may go deep. Yeah, an hour and a half is not unusual if you're really facing life-threatening issue. So I apologize if I take too much of your time on our one-on-one session. But if I take more than 30 minutes, I hope you took notes and I hope you take action. Right? If you need more time, you can buy it by the hour. You can show up live and contribute your journey as a learning tool to other Life Breath Club members. Most folks don't want to make their journey public. Yeah, it's kind of hard to let other people peek over your shoulder while you navigate this process. We've had awesome folks contribute and really share in a very public and vulnerable way. And I know that's hard to do. But if you're brave enough, show up here live on Mondays. I've decided that this 1 hour call is for me as much as it is for you. I don't know how long I will allow it to be a free space. Am I devaluing it? I don't think so right now. I really believe that 60 minutes of time that's given as a gift to the universe is a valuable thing. Yeah, it's a pay it forward kind of thing. Whatever you hear here today, whatever you learn, whatever you can carry away and apply to your life, tell others in your community and tell them where you heard it. Send them back to heartfailuresolutions.com and the Life Breath Coach. Yeah? We have an awesome message. You don't have to die of heart disease. Heart disease is not a plumbing problem. You don't need your doctor to cut your chest open and take a vein from your leg and reroute the blood in your heart so that your heart muscle doesn't die from a lack of perfusion. Right? This is coronary artery bypass surgery. And this is a staple of cardiology in the United States. Cardiologists are learning this isn't really the best way to do things. You know, the numbers really don't pan out. But we take a long time to really listen to science. So if you hear people screaming, stop ignoring science, remind them that daily practice in Western medicine is very, very, very slow to catch up to science. So perhaps in listening to common practice, you are the one who is ignoring science. Yeah, current science is telling us statins aren't such a good idea. Dr. Julian Whitaker points at statins in placing blame on the increasing epidemic of heart failure we're seeing. It's not great to place blame, really doesn't help. But if Dr. Julian Whitaker is correct, and the ease with which doctors prescribe statins, well, your cholesterol's elevated. We're going to have to write you a prescription. Perhaps that is causative. Perhaps that simple fact really is fueling the epidemic of heart failure in our world today. If that's a fact, then we better place some blame, because we're not listening, we're not shifting, we're not acknowledging scientific discovery. The numbers don't lie. Drugging cholesterol has not reduced our risk of death. Period. Those are numbers. Those are statistics. It's nobody's opinion. Right? So why are we still clinging to those numbers? And why are we wanting to drug people sooner? We're drugging numbers, not symptoms, right? And it is not reducing our risk of death. In fact, we are increasingly learning that cholesterol is an important required nutrient. Nutrient. We eat it, right? It's nutrition. And you use it to maintain your health. Yes, you do. Google it if you don't believe me. Like I said, heart disease is not a disease. It's not a plumbing problem. It's a disease of the circulation, right? Heart disease is a disease of your circulatory system. It's not a disease of that heart-shaped organ in the center of your chest. It's not actually in the center of your chest. It's more left of center, right? But it's not. That's not what's the totality of heart disease is not the muscle that pumps blood through your body. Heart disease is a disease of your circulatory system, right? That's every vessel in your body. So that means stroke, aneurysm, yeah, a burst blood vessel, that type of thing. Right? I can go on and on here, can't I? AAA. I can go on and on with what right? So people think of heart attack when they think of heart disease. The list is long. All those things you don't know what they mean. A lot of things you do know what they mean, but you don't think of heart disease when you think of those diseases, right? So really, if you get down to it, diabetes is heart disease, right? It's gummy, sticky, dirty blood. That's what diabetes is. Now we got to address the blood sugar issue here, because if you don't address the blood sugar issue, it'll kill you quick, right? And yet, diabetes is gummy, sticky, dirty blood. And that's really what I'm getting at. Heart disease is not a plumbing problem. Heart disease is a problem of sticky, gummy, dirty blood. So is diabetes. So overwhelmingly, when we're really taking this entire thought process into consideration, because really diabetes fuels heart disease. We generally die of heart disease quicker than diabetes, but diabetes was the gas that put the pedal to the metal, right? But if you really take into consideration the gummy, sticky, dirty blood that we're pointing at here, then wow, we really are dying of heart disease more than everything else combined. Everything else combined. It's a big deal. So should we raise more money for the American Heart Association? Will that cure heart disease? Hell no. We have got to stop trusting the profiteers to give us the knowledge that will prevent our death and our loved ones' death from heart disease. The good news is life, breath heals. Life, breath cleans up your sticky, gummy, dirty blood. Life, breath. Breathe into this present moment, and you will become aware that nature's awesome. Nature heals. Even through a window. Check it out. Look up at the clouds through a window. But nature heals. Get out into her. Enjoy her. Mother Nature will embrace you with the healing love that is worth experiencing. Breathe into now this life breath that is a gift from the Creator. Will make you aware of the healing properties within food. Make a green smoothie and drink the entire thing in a morning, and become aware of its effect on your body. Magnesium is a spiritual nutrient. It lets you relax and zone out into this blissful now, into this blissful present moment. No matter how you felt before you took on that magnesium, that nutrition, yeah. Afterwards, you feel more relaxed, more blissful. Yes, it's a spiritual nutrient. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I want to invite you this week. We're coming up on the top of our 60 minutes of life breath awareness. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You've almost given a full hour to breath awareness. And all this week long, because you've given a full 60 minutes to focus on breath awareness, you will be rewarded with a recurring reminder to give your attention to your breathing and to honor the bowl of muscle that's at the bottom of you. Maybe you'll walk your butt cheeks apart so that your old coley, your butt, your tailbone can rest at the bottom of you. Don't tuck your tail under. Stick your tail out and let it be happy. Find your sit bones in a straight spine, and make sure your head isn't hanging off the front, because that's how you'll have room to breathe. All week long, you'll be reminded to come back to that space of breathing into now, into the space where your butt cheeks aren't pinched together, your tail is wagging, and your spine is straight. Your chin is up. Yeah, your chin is always up. And you sing out your song of joy to the universe, because that's what life breath is all about. You are blessed. Thank you for giving yourself 60 minutes of breath awareness. I'm so happy you'll be blessed by more breath awareness all week. Your assignment this week is to get more magnesium. Soak in some Epsom salt in your bath. Your skin will soak it up and you will enjoy it so much. Don't have access? Just can't swing that? Can you soak your feet in Epsom salt each day? I know your doctor doesn't want you to soak your feet if you have diabetes, but I'd like to welcome you to explore soaking your feet in hydrogen peroxide and Epsom salt. Don't soak them for a long time, just a brief soak, and watch your feet carefully for any signs of trouble, and include your doctor on this new experiment, because I want to encourage you that others I've advised to do this have had very positive results despite their diabetes. Hydrogen peroxide is a wonderful nutrient and it'll make your magnesium go farther. But your homework for this week is just simply magnesium. That's all. Maybe you can get more magnesium by buying a bottle of Calms Forte that you can get at heartfailuresolutions.com/calms, CALMS. I think that's what it is, or perhaps it's Calms, CALMS dash Forte, FORTE. Try them both. Or go to your local health food store and ask them if they carry Calms Forte. Highlands is my favorite brand. And you can use those, the sublingual, the kind that dissolve under your tongue, or the kind that you chew. I think they offer both varieties. See what's available. And use Calms Forte. You can use it before bed, or you can use it any time of the day, really. It'll help you sleep, but it won't really make you drowsy. If your children, if your 2-year-old eats a whole bottle of it, it's non-toxic. It's perfectly safe. I know from experience. Thank God, not wood. It's totally non-toxic. Perhaps you can make yourself a green smoothie. Pick up some fresh, young greens. I like baby kale, baby arugula for my green smoothies. Yeah, just pick it up and make sure you store it loose. Don't pack it together. It'll keep longer. A couple handfuls in a green smoothie with plenty of lemon juice to make it taste all right. A couple of pieces of fruit that are just about to go to waste, so they won't be wasted. Yeah, you'll throw those couple pieces of fruit into a smoothie and drink them up. Voila. Day-old fruit. It's a good way to use up fruit that's less than pretty. But you can get your magnesium that way. Anything green is good, always. But this week your chlorophyll, right? Anything green is good. But this week your goal is magnesium. Maybe you can Google it. Just focus on this one nutrient as a group this week. It's your homework. Of course, every week you're encouraged to be kind to yourself and to every spirit soul that crosses your path. Yeah, it's a service that benefits you as much as the recipient. So until we meet again next week, aloha nui to you all. Become a life breath master if you haven't already. That link was heartfailuresolutions.com/sacred-breath. Get in before the price goes up. We're a loving community, and we'd love to embrace you in our inner circle. Have a great week. See you next week. It feels best to be back. Aloha, every one of you. Enjoy your week and enjoy each other's company. It's what we live for. Bye-bye.